Yes. So this will be the anterior wall of the left ventricle. So if you can see the vessel here, can you see the vessel? Right, a red color one. Right, exactly. I'm pointing the finger here. Yes. So this is what is your left anterior descending artery, which is coming from your aortic sinus. Left coronary artery, it divides into left anterior descending and as well as left circumflex. So this is your left anterior descending artery, and this will be your left ventricle, and this will be your right ventricle. Right, this is your left ventricle and this is your right ventricle. Okay, and within the left ventricle, this will be the anterior wall of the left ventricle. Okay, and this will be lateral wall of the left ventricle. This entire thing is the lateral wall of the left ventricle. So your anterior wall is supplied by this left anterior descending artery. So if this left anterior descending artery is blocked, what the individual will develop? The individual will develop anterior wall MI. And you see here, anterior wall of the left ventricle is forming the major bulk of the left ventricle. If you can see here, the anterior wall, it is forming the major bulk of your left ventricle. So when there is an anterior wall MI, the anterior wall will get infarcted. So once the anterior wall is infarcted, what will happen to LV contractility? Reduces. So blood pressure reduces. So anterior wall MI is a more dangerous MI. Right? Next. That is about the anterior wall. This, you just show my index finger here. Yes. Can you see this particular vessel which is passing? Yes. Is it visible? Right? So that is your left circumflex, and that will supply the lateral wall of the left ventricle. So when this vessel is blocked, the individual will develop the lateral wall MI. The individual will develop lateral wall MI. Okay. So now I have shown you the anterior wall, I have shown you the lateral wall, and the next important thing is the inferior wall. Right? So what did I tell you? This is which ventricle? This is right ventricle. This is left ventricle. In between what you have is the interventricular septum. In between what you have is interventricular septum. Now, see, MI, we have totally 4. Anterior wall MI, lateral wall MI, inferior wall MI, and posterior wall MI. So, I have shown you the anterior wall and I have shown you the lateral wall MI. Is it done? Now I will tell you one MI. You should tell me which particular chamber is affected in that. Okay? Right. So this is your heart. Right? This is the heart. Okay. Now I am telling you the type of MI is inferior wall MI. Tell me which chamber is affected? Right ventricle is affected. Okay? Why? Because the inferior wall of the heart is formed by the right ventricle. Inferior wall of the heart is formed by the right ventricle. So in inferior wall MI, which chamber is affected? Right ventricle is affected. Is that clear? Right. So now, if the right ventricle is being affected, for the development of inferior wall MI, which vessel would have been blocked? Right coronary artery. Now you see here, right? Okay. You take the left anterior descending artery is blocked. Which MI? Anterior wall MI. Right? Your left circumflex artery is blocked. Which MI? Lateral wall MI. Right? Your right coronary artery. I'll show you that. Right coronary artery is blocked. Which MI? Inferior wall MI. Okay? Now, I'll try to show you the right coronary artery. Okay? Yes. So, whatever you are seeing here, right? This particular vessel, it is nothing but your posterior descending artery. That is a branch of the right coronary artery. So, if this particular vessel is being blocked,